Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. For those of you new here,
that's Bob. I'm Karri. And this is Life Redesigned.
And in 2022, Karri and I sold everything that we owned and we hit the road full time in our 2023 Grand Design 22 MLE. And we haven't looked back. And for those of you wondering, today we are still in Myrtle Beach and we are in the Myrtle Beach Travel Park right next to the little bubbly fountain and the lake here, having a great time. And for those of you also wondering, why are you not in a Thousand Trails Park? Well, we covered that in another video of the worst Thousand Trails, and immediately you guys were right on top of it and said, Bob and Karri, we want to know which Thousand Trails parks have been the best for you so far in your full-time RV life, and that's what we're going to share with you.
And yes, I am that picky.
And yes, we are going to upload this video with connected internet, as they are the official internet provider for Life Redesigned. And if you need mobile internet for mobile living, for van life, for off-grid living, if you just want to sit in a Subaru down by the river and upload videos to YouTube, you can do that with Connected. Link in the video description below. I have fun with these things. They don't pay us for most of these things, you know. We just like to spit that out. Anyhow, let's go, Karri. What's the list?
Okay, so number one is Timothy Lake South.
This one is in Pennsylvania, just outside of the Poconos.
Yep.
And we had a blast there, and we don't want this to be confused with Timothy Lake North, because Timothy Lake North we didn't stay at. Nope. But we did stay at Timothy Lake South, and we had an amazing time, and we got to meet some really interesting people there. And they had big dogs, and it was great. But just overall, the staff was friendly. The place has this awesome 80s vibe. It was like any kind of meatballs or any kind of camping type video movie things that you used to watch. It was great. I loved it there, and we just had a blast. You are a little remote, so you need to bring in stuff, but there is a video review, and you can go in through our campgrounds review playlist, because most of these we've done a video from, and you can see what we thought of the place. Absolutely great time.
I liked it there. Okay, next. Now, this one might be a little controversial for both of us because we both have different opinions on this one. And this is TTO.
Thousand Trails Orlando was our first Thousand Trails that we've stayed at. We've stayed at Thousand Trails Orlando yet again. And both times we like the old section because it's pretty cool. The people is really what makes this place interesting and different. It is a YouTube mecca, so we try to hide from as many YouTubers as possible because, well, and but we always have a blast. We met so many subscribers there on our second trip.
Yeah.
It's just a great time. The staffing there is fantastic. Who's it, Tammy?
Tammy Sue, I believe.
Was our first ambassador of the goodwill there. And it's kind of something we've always looked forward to when we're in the Orlando area. It's just a great time. I know you don't like it because it's busy.
It's busy. I don't know. I feel uncomfortable there. That's just me.
I think some of that has to do with YouTube notoriety, because every time we left on the second trip, somebody recognized us.
Which was fine. Like, I love meeting subscribers. I love meeting friends of the channel. The rest of it, I don't know. I could honestly do without.
Well, we're leaving it number 2 on the list anyway, because I enjoyed it. And really, this is all about me. Go ahead.
It isn't, though.
Next one.
Lake Teoma.
Lake Teoma. So this was our first campground in Texas, and we got to meet some really cool people there. And from what we've seen, they finished the remodel and the expansion there. Texoma is fantastic. Some of the most quiet lakefront property we had seen just wandering around. We did a couple of videos from there. Just a great time. The only thing I wish we had done was book our stay longer. Again, you're a little off the beaten path as far as like stores and shopping and whatever, but great people, great time. And we'll cover all this at the end, but people make the difference at these parks as well. And you can overlook a lot of things with the right kind of staffing, and Teoma really had that.
Yeah. Alpine Lake.
Okay, hands down, this is probably my favorite place for a couple of different reasons in New England, I should say. Alpine Lakes is a great place. It's old school. They are just about as old as Karri is, and they know what they're doing, and they've got this down to a science. We had a lakefront site there, and we got to spend some quality time going to the movies in Saratoga, New York, and we even saw a half-naked man wandering the streets of Saratoga, but that had nothing to do with Thousand Trails. So
We
we're not
can't
going to talk about
discuss that.
because some of the things he did was just terrible. But all seriousness, the Alpine Lakes is a great place, a great camping experience, and is really a true testament to what Thousand Trails can be when done properly.
Yeah. Colorado River.
So Colorado River, I actually had to think about this one for a minute. So this
Yeah.
one here is also in Texas.
Yep.
We had a space in the new section. Colorado River was awesome for us because we got to have, well, the black tank replaced. The staffing there is really, again, what makes a difference. There's not a whole lot going on. They have movie nights. They have a nice, really nice mini golf course there.
Yeah.
The wildlife is nice, but it is a little bit off the beaten path again. But it was a really good
But
time.
it's quiet.
And
it's
very clean.
You know, the staff, they drive around in their buggies, say hello any chance they get. Anything you need, it was great.
Some of the people we met there were turds, but you know, that happens all over the place. Next.
Well, you getting a message again?
Next.
So, Tennessee Lakes.
In Ohio. We had a great time there. That's where we got all the free tomatoes.
Oh my, and they were so good.
This staff is amazing there. Everything about this place, and it, again, it's off the beaten path, but wow, they have this down to a science. They had free boat rentals. You just go in and have to sign them out. Tomatoes on the daily, just tomatoes just randomly showing up. Just well done, great mini golf course. They even had basketball courts, and they provided the basketballs, which is amazing in itself. They had a great little pool area. Everybody there super friendly. They really have it down as far as what they're doing. Just great. From the time you walk in, you know, the only thing I could say that they need is a camp store, but
Yeah.
with those free tomato
They
sandwiches
were delicious.
for absolutely everybody.
All right, so those were the ones that we absolutely loved, and now we have 2 honorable mentions.
All right, so yeah, so I just want to point out Tennessee Lakes was our favorite one, period.
Yep. Okay, so honorable mentions
Yes.
is Medina Lake. I loved Medina Lake.
Medina Lake, I have to think about this one. So Medina Lake was the one that doesn't have a lake.
Yes.
Okay, so Medina Lake was probably one of our most just awesome experiences because of what it is.
Yeah.
The area that it's in is just third world country
Yeah.
bad. The lake being dried up was an interesting thing because this happens every few years. It's just the way it goes in Texas. But Karri fed deer right out of her hand in our campsite.
I loved that.
The staff, absolutely incredible. Just as far as peace and tranquility and returning back to nature, I think we spent 3 weeks there. It was a great time, and I would have liked to have seen a few more full hookup sites, maybe by the water or where it used to be.
Yeah.
There's an upper section and a lower section, and I confuse the two all the time, but the section that you really want to be in is towards where the lake bed used to be. That first section that's down towards the offices and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's a little
Isn't that
rough.
great? It's a little rough because they're doing some construction. They're upgrading the bathhouses and stuff. But just, yeah, a really solid experience, especially if you love nature. You can feed the deer all day long, and believe me, they know
We
when
did.
it's dinner time.
What size bag did we
It's like
buy?
a 40-pound bag of deer feed.
Yeah, oh
and
my
We could have
God.
probably gone through 3 of those in the 3 weeks we were there.
Yep. And they knew too. They knew because they would show up at our door like 4 o'clock when he was off of work. They were
Maybe
literally right there. They just knew. It was great. I loved it.
It's just an amazing experience just to be
Anywho.
connected with wildlife.
So PA Dutch Country.
This is our second audible mention. If you have a big rig, forget about it. You're going to have a hard time getting in and out of PA Dutch. They do have a section 50 amp for Class A's and fifth wheels, but it's a little tight. But PA Dutch Country, again, is one of these things, if you haven't noticed, Karri and I love these small, like almost mom and pop type feels to them, and that's what this place is. You could walk around this park in probably about 15, 20 minutes. We go on our walks every day. But again, staffing was phenomenal. Their mini golf is amazing. Location is pretty solid. I would have liked to have seen the camp store open for more than 15 minutes a day. The pool, I believe that was the place that had the pool with everybody chain smoking by the
Yeah.
pool. So I would like to see that go away. But overall, it wasn't a bad experience.
No.
But it's still not quite there to make the top list.
No, just, when you're coming in to check in and you have to wait and you call and then you still have to wait. I mean, it's anxious.
We got there and we did have to wait about 25 minutes for someone to come down.
Hello.
Maybe they had to go to the bathroom. That happens.
Whatever.
Maybe they were dealing with bad comments in the comment section. But at any rate, that's
Please.
just the first year kind of review-ish thing. I'm not really big on year in review videos, but that's what we dealt with in our first year. Those are the top ones that we've been to so far. And if we've missed any that we've been to and said, hey, why didn't you cover this one? Let us know in the comments below.
But do your own research on these, because your
Great
experience could be way different than our experience.
Great point, because a lot of reviews, so we like to use RV Life Pro, and we try to leave a fair review on every campground that we've been to. Some people are just, they leave reviews that apparently they don't know what the English language means, and they just, they critique the park because of weather. We're not talking about that, but just do your research. Everybody's opinions and stuff vary, just like ours. May not be for you, but it was for us.
Right.
We have a whole lot more coming up in the year of 2024, some really off the beaten path places that we didn't even know were part of our membership, including the next couple that we're going to in North Carolina, which we're stoked about going. And again, if we've missed anything, let us know in the comments section below, because Karri will be handling all the comments going forward.
Behave.
For Life Redesigned, I am Bob.
I'm Karri.
And we will catch you in the next
Ow.
one.